Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Cisco. I am a medium and spiritual coach. And today I wanted to start with a question. And that question is, do you approve of yourself, or are you waiting for approval from others? And I will kind of let you know what I mean by that. If you approve of yourself, you're not waiting for someone else to give you permission to do the thing that you want to do, whatever that is. You're not waiting for permission to go for that opportunity. You're not waiting for that permission to follow your soul's calling, your own inner guidance. If you are waiting for someone else's permission or approval, or maybe you're afraid you won't get it if you do that thing that you're being guided to do, and that can and will keep you stuck for many years even. There was a time pretty recently where I resisted transformation. I resisted some changes I needed to make. And of course, there's probably going to always be a little bit of resistance. But the resistance was the fear that if I shifted so much from the status quo and the way things were, that certain people would not approve of me. I would no longer get their approval. And that was just scary to me. And because of that, it really held me back. And this is something that I wish I learned before I started out on my spiritual journey, or even early in life, is that we can't wait on other people to approve of us in order to act on our inner guidance and go for the opportunities that we've been given. We just need to give ourselves that permission and approve of ourselves, because truthfully, if there's someone in your life who is constantly disapproving of your actions, your beliefs, whatever it is, as long as it's not destructive to you, if they're constantly disapproving of you and that interaction with them is always negative, then how much space do you want to give them in your head? How much time do you want to give them in your life? And that's something that is really difficult to think about and to learn to approve of yourself again. Learn to stop seeking that approval from others outside of you. And it can be very difficult because in our society, we are conditioned to seek approval outside of ourselves for pretty much everything, right? So this is just a mindset, a habit that needs to be consistently worked on. And one of the things that I'm starting to do is, what are the things that I approve of in myself? And I've started small, like I approve of my intuition, I approve of my resilience, things like that. And then you can even branch out into different areas of your life where you find things in those areas of your life that you approve of. For instance, if you're in business for yourself, you might say something like, I approve of my ability to stick with it no matter what. Or you get the idea. You can kind of come up with your own. And over time, and this is something that I'm still learning and still working through over time, this is something that comes more and more easily. At first, it took me a while to even come up with things, because that's kind of how the mind works, is that it's somehow easier to come up with a negative or things that are maybe criticisms of ourselves. So it does take a lot of work to turn this around, but this is a life lesson that I think is important. And that's why I wanted to bring it to you and talk to you about it, because I know that if this is something that I'm dealing with, there are others out there as well. And I do have one-on-one sessions for spiritual guidance. This is something that I can also support you around. My links are in the description, and I'm sending you so much love and many blessings.